I'm here in Palau, my first full visit to the Philippines to see the impact of the typhoon. I'm here as a guest of CAFOD, and it's very kind of them, of course, to allow myself and others to be here. But I suspect what I should probably do is let these pictures speak for themselves, because it's really difficult to explain what's going on here. This is a group of about 40 men who are just clearing, going through the debris, trying to move it onto the road so it can be cleared away. But also they have to do it very carefully, because there's a possibility that they'll find bodies even now 3 weeks after the typhoon. And what people have spoken about here is a gentleman there I just spoken to who called what happened here the tsunami rather than the typhoon. And for many of the people who lived here, many people who used to live here, of course that's what it ended up being, a tsunami, because it wasn't the strength of the wind or anything that caused as much of the devastation. It was the wall of water coming in from there that just caused so much devastation. And while people were evacuated from their homes, what I don't think we realise is they weren't evacuated into the hills, they were evacuated into what they thought was stronger buildings, schools, sports facilities, and we saw just at least one of those sports facilities where actually it couldn't withstand the power of nature, and it itself was flooded, and there were a large degree of fatalities. Just come through the town of Tacloban, probably a mile down the road, which is arguably the worst affected. 2,000 people there died, and you're walking through to town centre, and there's an open piece of land which you then discover is a mass grave of 1,000 people. And you hear so many stories of devastation or hurt in families, and amongst the hurt there's hope of a young baby that we saw that had just been born. But you also heard just a story related to me of a family who were trying to flee the rising water, and the father cut a hole in the roof to climb onto the roof of the building, but struggling with his child, couldn't lift himself and the child into the roof. So he put his baby into the fridge, because the fridge itself would be sealed and free from the water flooding the fridge. Now that sounds a pretty traumatic, of course it's a traumatic thing to have to do or even think about, but in amongst all the devastation, there's one good story, which is that that little baby survived and the father survived, and his quick thinking saved that family. That's the last thing I would say, is that many of the aid agencies who are here, and fantastic agencies like CAFOD and many of the others, the volunteers and the staff sleeping in tents inside the building so they try and keep free from malaria or other diseases. But they themselves describe it as the scene here is to be similar to Aceh after the Boxing Day tsunami. And this stretch of land here, of the 6,000 people who so far have been ascertained to have been killed in this typhoon and the water surge, 5,000 are in this area here. So it's genuine devastation, but as you can see, there's also a determination to come together and try and clear the debris and try and rebuild.